Hi, this is William Steele with All on VR. I'm All on VR. Are you? Today, we're going to unbox Quest 3. I know you've probably seen a whole bunch of these unboxings, but before I do an official review, I'm going to do a separate unboxing. So here we go. We have our Quest 3. You can see right here. And it's a box. It's smaller than the original Quest 3 box. And we can even compare it to, dare I say, my MetaQuest Pro box. Let's see if I can get this down here carefully without causing too much trouble. All right, there we go. So you can see a stark difference between the sizes of these two boxes, right? So let's put that back up there for now. And you obviously get more with the Quest Pro, but this is even smaller than the Quest box itself. So the original Quest 2 would have had a much bigger box than this one is. But you can definitely see a considerable size difference in these two boxes. Of course, there is a considerable price difference. This was actually $1,500 when I bought it, so fortunately I did not pay $1,000 for it. Would have been nice. But let's put that away for now, and we're going to focus on the Quest 3. So, get right under here, the unboxing camera, as we will call it. And easy enough, we will take off the tabs on the side, and which I've already done. So we've already got the tabs removed. So we're just going to take the box out. I technically, the only thing I took off was the tabs that secure the cover to the box itself. So we'll take that off. And I haven't actually done much except for open it up and just take a look inside. So now you see we've got a headset here, and it's definitely smaller. I wish I had the original Quest 2 to show you, but you'll see that on other unboxing videos. I'm not the only one doing this, obviously, and not the first either. So you can see we've got the lens protectors are inside of here, and you can see right there. See here. Fortunately, not the best light for the overhead here, but you can see these lens protectors. And this is the facial interface, which is, I haven't tried it yet. Again, this is not a review. This is more just an unboxing. Let's see, because this just pull off. I want to break it, but I imagine the facial interface must just pop off, right? Okay, there's one. Right? Didn't break anything, I hope. Oh. Nope, couldn't have broken it. Just snap on and in and out. Okay, yeah. All right, there we go. All right, it's back on. But oh yeah, it's okay. It's just pull out. All right. I'm always afraid I'm gonna break stuff, but all right. Well, obviously it's supposed to snap out. Hey, that came out. How about here? This side's being a little more difficult. All right, you know what? I'm gonna wait till I figure out the proper way to remove the facial interface, because I don't feel like breaking anything. Because no, this is not. Oh, that's these two. Okay, so, all right. Well, we'll worry about that later. So what we can do is we can take out these little lens protectors. And let's see, does this say how much charge this is? Let me see. Tell me anything here? It's not turning on automatically. What if I hit one of these buttons? Are you gonna tell me how charged this is? Okay, like that. Usually we can hit a button and it'll tell me what charge percent it's at. Or maybe I need to plug it into something, maybe that's why. Well, now I'm turning it on. So anyway, we'll let that turn on. We'll continue the unboxing while I do that. And so we've got controllers. There's not much here. We've got controllers. You see we've got the little, oh, there we go. Here's where to go on. Got the little tabs you pull to turn them on. Oh, I heard that one vibrate. And you can see the light just came on when I did that. It's blinking, or it was blinking. Okay, so the same one with this one. The light should blink really quickly once I do that. There you go. You saw that light up for a second and it vibrated. All right, so easy peasy. Not too much to this unboxing. And let's see what accessories we've got. So we have a charging cable and a charger, what wattage is this charger? This charger is, can I see if I go up to here really quick? It is an 18 watt, there you go. It's an 18 watt charger. Kind of see a little better there, yeah, 18 watt charger, okay. 18 watts, I think it charges at 25 watts or more, I'm not sure. We've got a little booklet here. Just, you know, just directions. I don't really like to read directions. There's a welcome to the MetaQuest. Oh, let's see which way we're going. Oh, we're going this way. Welcome to the MetaQuest 3. And we've got basically instructions. There you go. Nothing too exciting. That's about it. Oh boy, my hair's a mess. Let's put this hat back on. Okay, there we go. So that's how it works. Talked about some of the hand gestures and things as well that you can use. Interesting. I think that's kind of relatively new. Guess they're pushing that, and it does. It came with controllers, so and we got a little charging brick. I probably won't even use this little brick. This is only 18 watts. I've got better chargers. Like I said, I've also got a Quest Pro as well. So I'm probably actually going to use the Quest Pro controllers a lot, but I'll start with these and see how I like these controllers first. Okay, let's get rid of some of this stuff. What do we see inside the box? Inside the box, some scan to start. Oh, I guess if you want to scan, it probably brings up the app. Let's not see. I don't have my phone. I'm using it to film right now. So, but once you scan a QR code to start, shows you how to adjust it. And that's about it. There's not much else in here. It's a pretty basic box. Not a lot of fanfare. That's fine. I don't really need much fanfare as long as everything works. And yeah, so let's take a look. I haven't gone in the headset yet, but you can look and see these two side by side. We've got definitely a difference in size as well between the two. Now let's just feel weight. Now this obviously has a battery in the back, and I don't have something to weigh it on. I don't have a scale, but it is actually fairly heavy in the front. Now let's see how that feels. Again, this is not a review, it is an unboxing, but we can look at a few things. Actually, I'll put that on my head in a second. Let's first look at the controller sizes here too. And I keep on taking my hat off to show my horrible hairstyle today. And let's see here. So if we put these controllers side by side, let's look, they're slightly different. Let's see, that one would be synonymous with this one right here, right? So there we go. We got these two next to each other. And they're very similar size, but this is definitely heavier. I don't know. It's not that much heavier though. It's heavier. In my hands, see here, feels all right. And the original, the Quest Pro controllers, and of course, these ones, they still have enough weight to them. I do like the fact that, I mean, I got used to not having the ring on the Quest Pro controllers, so I think this will be nice. I think people will like this better than having a big fat ring around everything that's whacked on stuff all the time and can potentially break. So again, this is not an unboxing, but I mean, this is just an unboxing, but I'm also going to just put the headset on for the first time because I haven't done that. Again, this is not going to be a proper full review at all, but let's put the headset on and see what I get. Okay, so initially I got to adjust the strap. We're just going to see how comfortable this is, right? So immediately I see the pass-through was definitely still noticeably grainy. I mean, it looks pretty good, but I certainly, whoops. All right, we gotta put this on a little bit, tighten that strap. And this is obviously going to be, first let's get the strap in the back tight. Okay, maybe a little too tight. All right, that's better. We're going to adjust this strap on the top. Okay, and let's see how this all feels. I mean, that feels relatively comfortable. I can adjust that. Out of the box, the IPD is fine for me, but there's a dial on the bottom, and I think, yeah, I can adjust the IPD with a dial. It's actually got a very fine adjustment. I'm going all the way up to 70. I don't know how high I can go. It definitely gets tighter. I guess 71, 72. I don't really want to push it any further. 71 is the highest it went. And it's not too bad, but I think I'm better with a slightly, I think 68 is a good IPD, and if I remember correctly, 68 is what I had before. So it's not picking up my hands yet, so it looks like I need to do the controller first. And let's see what we got. Okay. So without any calibrations though, I mean, it's definitely, it's got a good amount of depth. You do get some warping as you move your hand in front of a background of something. That does still happen. Okay. I'm gonna go through this though first. Okay, adjust the straps, done. Okay, adjust the headset, done. Adjust the lenses. Turn on the button to adjust. Oh, okay, already did that. Okay. Okay, Wi-Fi. Wants me to enter Wi-Fi. All right, fine. We can do that. Let's enter Wi-Fi. I don't know Wi-Fi I want to enter. When I see it. Oh, there we go. Okay. First impressions with the controllers, fine. Tracking isn't bad. Okay, obtaining IP address. Okay, connected, done. Okay. Well, now it wants me to continue setup in my Quest app, which I don't really feel like doing. And annoyingly, this stupid thing is right in front of me. So I can't look directly, but now, so I can see my computer screens. I can definitely see them. Again, this is not review. If I go close, I can start to see the text on my 4K screen. If I back up to about here, it gets kind of washed out and blurry. So you can read things. See about my watch. Whoops, what happens? Oh, I think it's rebooting. Okay, it's rebooting. All right. So we'll just wait for it to reboot. Still updating software. Over an hour left. Jeez. There's going to be an hour update to update the software. I have gigabit internet here, man. Shouldn't be an hour. Sounds a little ridiculous if you ask me. 50 minutes. It must be like, the old, 20 minutes now. Okay. All right. Well, at least it's going down instead of up. Back in the old days when you had computers and it would just kind of incrementally get longer and longer. I just wish I really find it annoying when these panels, even when you're setting it up, just want to just stay in front of your face the whole time. I wish even during setup there was a way to just freaking pin it somewhere so it wasn't in my way. So right now we're at 26, so I went to 20 to 26, so it's kind of going up and down. Again, Wi-Fi 6 and gigabit Fios. Okay, 16 minutes, 14 minutes. All right, this is going faster now. I'm just trying to get an idea of how comfortable this is. So immediately, if I have to compare it to the comfortability of the Quest Pro, for the moment, the Quest Pro wins in terms of comfortability. Because I definitely feel I've got a good amount of pressure on my face, which I'm not extremely thrilled with, and I even feel like the lenses are super close to my face. Again, this is not a review, but I'm just giving you my first impressions. And kind of my eyebrows can touch the lenses a little bit if it's a little bit off. Field of view wise, I don't know, it seems similar to the Quest Pro. Probably a little bit wider than the Quest. Okay, 4 minutes remaining now. All right. I mean, it is nice that I can actually see my computer and I can read things, but I can only read so much. Like, see how close? I mean, I don't have to get overly close. I can still read it. It's a little bit, trying to read stuff up close is a little bit disorienting. As you get close to it again, you get close to things that kind of like does that, I don't know what you would call the warping effect that you get, which I don't really understand why that's even a thing. Because if you have the cameras, got one here, obviously, that goes right to one eye. The other one goes right to that eye. I'm gonna see, am I on the camera? Yep, I'm on the camera. Okay, so let me just clean that off. All right, 2 minutes remaining. So that's the most interesting thing is how this thing is gonna work in light. So I'm not quite sure how this is all gonna work out. All right, 2 minutes remaining still. But yeah, having the whole thing pressed up against your face, I really, I don't know, I kind of wish they actually had like just an open bottom facial interface where it didn't rest so much on your cheekbones. Obviously, if I have the what do you call it, the Pro head strap, it'll be a little bit different. I kind of loosened it a little bit, maybe feel a little better. But you know, when you're used to the Quest Pro, so I'm gonna just for a second, let's put the Quest Pro on my head, right? So you can see I have the Quest Pro with a kind of a custom-made strap with some foam on top, and that just makes it a little more comfortable on my head. And so this, you know, you got the dial in the back on the Pro, you got to turn. And I'm gonna just, now that it was just in the Quest 2, let's see what I get for, see what the pass-through kind of makes me feel here. Is this on? I think it must be off, right? Yeah, it was off, okay. So I would say like immediately, let's take the light blockers off for now. I definitely feel it's more comfortable immediately. Now, I'm kind of curious what the comfortability would be with it on for extended periods amount of time. This, you know, but having the weight in the back, I guess, also helps. So like you can, I mean, you can take almost all the weight off of the front of your face pretty easily here. In terms of readability, you know, gotta say actually, you know, the clarity is definitely better on the Quest 3, but you know, it's not so much the clarity of stuff that's that much better on the Quest 3. Now that I've got the Quest Pro on and comparing the two, it's more about the light sensitivity. And I don't know what the difference is between the cameras, but definitely the light sensitivity between the two. Much better light control on the Quest 3 versus the Quest Pro. But would I say that the color pass-through is that much better? Not really. I almost feel like actually they could adjust the Quest Pro. I mean, I can still read stuff. It's just when you're looking at a computer screen, it gets all washed out. Because it's over, you'll be able to fix that in software to some extent, right? Like, why wouldn't they be able to? I mean, I can still read, like a piece of paper I can read, I just can't read my phone or a computer. So I don't feel like the resolution is really that much better, at least in this kind of light right now. The resolution doesn't look that much better in the Quest Pro. And initially, the Quest Pro is much more comfortable of a headset to wear. So let's take it off. Again, this is not a review, this is just kind of first impressions. And this is better when I loosen the headset a little bit. Probably maybe if I tighten the top strap maybe a tad more. Okay. But you definitely still feel difference in pressure going right to your face, where if I have something to balance it out, it definitely would probably do a little bit better. But I'm not going to go through and do anything too crazy. The big difference is I can read the screen. But there's still a lot of noise. So I don't see these cameras as that much better other than color. And definitely the resolution is a bit better. But I think more of it's about exposure and color and how the cameras respond. So I think that's more of a software thing. And I feel like they could make the Quest Pro cameras much better. And granted, there's actually a video where I talk about that they could do a lot more to increase the quality of the cameras that are in there that they could do that I don't think they have spent the engineering on, which they may not with the Quest Pro, unfortunately, at this point. But also, obviously, having the two cameras here is going to be overall better. Now, we have the, what do you call it, the depth sensor, which is really nice. And it really kills me. Why didn't they put that in the Quest Pro? right? Why did they not put the depth sensor in the Quest Pro? Like, that would just be a logical thing to do. I'm just gonna go back and forth a couple of times just to kind of compare the visual quality of the pass-through cameras. That's all I'm looking at, is the visual quality of the pass-through cameras. Imagine the lenses and everything should be similar. Yeah, it's a marginal improvement from the Quest Pro pass-through. Obviously, there's less warping, but not that much less. There's actually still, I mean, the depth accuracy is actually really good of what they did with the Quest Pro and the color cameras. Like, that part, I don't have any problem with how well the Quest Pro depth. Now, there does seem to be a frame rate difference. Okay, so I'm throwing here we go. So now, there's definitely not the highest frame rate right now when I'm throwing this. But as far as the depth goes, it's pretty good. And it's not, the quality doesn't look that much off. Now, I'm curious to see the frame rates. Let's switch this back to the other one, back to the Quest 3. And let's look at, just kind of get a sense of frame rate now. Okay, so that is definitely a huge difference. I will give that to the Quest Pro. Sorry, I will give that to the Quest 3. It is definitely a higher frame rate. I'm gonna guess it's like 15 versus maybe 30 frames per second. That would be my guess. I would say 15. I would say Quest Pro is probably 15 frames per second, and this is maybe 30. And you got two cameras here, so all right, so that's different. And that could, I wonder if that could be the reason, the lower frame rate. Would that cause it to be overexposed? I don't know about camera optics to know how a lower frame rate would actually affect exposure, but I could certainly look that up. So there you go. So initial impressions, comparing the Quest 3 to the Quest Pro, right? So the Quest 3 initially is not as comfortable as putting the Quest Pro on my head, and just right away. The Quest Pro feels a lot more comfortable. Now, after a prolonged amount of time, I will sometimes, with a Quest Pro, I can get, after a few hours, get a bit of a headache. But, so I don't know, that could be, there could be a difference between wearing the Quest 3 on my head versus the Quest Pro for a prolonged period of time. I am not sure. Again, that can come in a follow-up review, which hopefully I'll have in a few days. But initially, Quest Pro wins for initial comfortability, something like that. And the Quest 3 wins with the pass-through cameras. Not by that much, though. I say in terms of the frame rate being considerably higher, which it does make a big difference. And maybe that's the big difference with the cameras, is more about the frame rate than resolution. Again, I don't know, I'll have to look into that. But the Quest 3 definitely wins. Just initially, the pass-through camera quality is definitely better, but not by leaps and bounds. I have a feeling that when the Apple Vision Pro drops, it will probably have leaps and bounds better camera quality for its pass-through, is my guess. I could be wrong, but that is my guess. Now, the other thing that really irritates me, there was a spot for a LiDAR sensor, for a depth sensor on the Pro, and they pulled it out because of reasons that they claim were because of, it could be used to like look through clothes or something like that. So why wouldn't you just put it in, disable it until you worked it out? Because obviously you put it in the Quest 3. You obviously felt it was important enough to put in the Quest 3. So all those features, which I haven't used yet, but when I like map the room and everything, all those features, we're gonna see how they work out on the Quest 3, but I'm pretty sure that would have been really nice to have the depth sensor on the Quest Pro. Like really, the Pro device, you were gonna put it in, and you pull it out at the last minute. I call BS pulling it out because of this seeing through clothes thing. I think it was a cost thing. But that's fine, if you're gonna pull it out because of cost, but then let us know. You know, I might have even paid an extra $100 for the depth sensor in it. If that's what the added cost would have been, I don't know. But I certainly would have paid a little more. I mean, granted, you went down to $1,000, like what, 3-4 months later, or 5, I forget how many months. I think it was like 3 or 4 months later, you went down to $1,000. So obviously there was some margin in price. There were some margins that you were able to work with. You should have put it in. I like the Pro quite a bit. Had it had the depth sensor, even paying the $1,500, I would feel a little less jaded. And if you had better pass-through quality cameras. Honestly, what you probably should have done with the Pro, you should have waited, should have released it with the XR2 Gen 2, which is what we have on the Quest 3, right? So we have an older Gen 1 XR2, which is like half the speed right now of the new Quest 3. So is it really a Pro? I mean, some things make it Pro, but it's not really a Pro in my book. It really should have had a few other features over the 3. But anyway, there you go. Quest 3 versus Quest Pro. Initial thoughts, initial response. You can tell me what you think in the comments below. They are both good devices. Would I take the Pro over the Quest 3, or should I take the Quest 3 over the Quest Pro? I don't know, but what I can say, at least just initially, is that the Pro still seems better to me. Not overall, but not in terms of certain features, but the Quest Pro, sorry, I shouldn't say. So my initial thoughts are that the Quest 3 doesn't really seem a really compelling upgrade option for me, especially if you're using it for PC VR. Again, I haven't tested it, but Quest Pro has local dimming. Quest 3 does not. I imagine the visual quality on the Quest Pro will still be better than the Quest 3. But the extra processing power, if you're a gamer, that very well may be worth it, because at some point the ability to have great VR experiences and higher resolution graphics and meshes and all those kind of things in your 3D elements is going to be much nicer, and something that has more processing power behind it. So we'll see. There'll be a follow-up review where I talk more about actual, like, real-world results of how I feel about each one. But right now, these are just my initial thoughts. Is the Quest 3 really worth buying if you have something like the Quest Pro? Probably not. If you have the Quest 2, maybe. The color pass-through is nice. Even on the Quest Pro, I did like having the color pass-through. It did make a difference. I wish it was better, but it made a difference. The Quest 3, it's a small improvement. Not as much of an improvement as I would have thought there would have been. And also maybe in better lighting conditions. Right now this is lighted for filming this. And yeah, it may do better in better lighting conditions. And one thing I'm particularly interested in seeing is how does it work outside? Now that will be interesting, because of all the headsets I've had so far, the Quest 2 and the Quest Pro do not function very well outdoors. And it would be nice to be able to take it outdoors. Again, something I will look at in a follow-up review of this device. And again, I'll compare it to the Quest Pro and maybe even the Quest 2. I just don't have my Quest 2 here with me right now. It's back on my boat in Annapolis. So there you go. So I hope you see the follow-up review that I'll have in hopefully a few days. And I'll see you in the next video. This is Will Steele with All in VR. I'm all in VR. Are you?